Yeah, a whole, typical unnecessary new set of tools. I had a 360 camera. I was trying to get it for the pod this week. Amazon hold me, did the thing where it's supposed to come Monday, then it got delayed. They said it's gonna come Thursday, and it's like
so non-prime.
It wasn't prime.
They just hold you.
Then they did it's coming Friday for sure. On Friday, it's like, yo, if it ain't there by tomorrow, like today, send it back. I called him this morning, like, yo, come on, man, you guys are doing it. Like, yo, I canceled that one. I'll resubmit another one. It's gonna be here tomorrow. All right, all right, that's what you said last time.
Sounds like I can close this up.
Yeah. Check. Check.
Return auditorium shore. It's almost like we
Yo.
created a show here.
Off. Oh, you know what it is? This microphone was set up for the. We've been using the blue ones.
Yeah.
That I like better. Unless I don't think I have no batteries. Never mind.
Well,
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, it works.
Got a ring.
Are you doing anything with this? Is this?
No, it's just
there.
All right.
That little slender camera is pretty slick. I remember them dudes at the Moody Center were like, can we allow this in there?
Oh, yeah, niggas hating. So, I looked at the rules before I showed up, nigga. Does it have a detachable lens? No, nigga, it's just...
It's straight.
Don't be a hater, bro.
So it's, this is the season 2 return of Auditorium Shores, huh?
See? All right, let me see. Make sure that's on.
It's kind of loud. Load. Oh, we're one.
Dom the Monko. Dom the Monko.
The sound effects definitely are louder with this board. Yeah.
Not the cap.
Yes.
Beta.
Dom the Monko.
Yeah, sometimes they don't come through on the wait, can you hear me? Sometimes they don't come through on the
recorder,
the actual video very loud. But
yeah, I hear you.
But here it sounds like it's massive.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we're back. Auditorium Store season. Whenever we pull up. Let me see. What are we talking about? I'm trying to remember.
Dom the Monko.
What's the word on that Austin East Sider you had in the?
Oh, that was for you. My bad.
Yeah. There was a beer in there too. I figured, if we're out here,
1 for 1, Good eye.
Yeah, it was one of the bags. I don't know which one. I do. You want to open the bottle. Shameless plug. We rock with Austin East Sider, so you can sponsor us. Look into it. We will definitely grow your brand. That's what we do here. Yeah, all the keys fell apart when I did that.
All right, so we're back at the shores. Yeah, it's always funny seeing people try to look at the. Is that a Four Loco? That is a Four Loco.
Hey, no, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Midday on a Saturday, you're trying to get after it.
Yeah. So we caught it per usual. Served an L. I had the idea to vlog the setup of like getting ready for a pod. That I've been meaning to do that, and then today went like how it usually goes. Last minute additions, which was the screws.
Yeah.
And then something's gonna get forgot. It does.
I mean, all in all, it was last minute pod altogether, right? Like,
yeah. Last minute pods are tough. Mainly because I don't usually have the thing set up like that, and that's gonna go on. But I should be ready because whenever you're about it, it happens. But most of our pods would have never happened if they were not last minute.
Yeah, do it impulsive. The best way to do it.
And we made it out here. I was like driving. I was like, just 1 hour at least.
Is there anything on your mind? I have one thing that's been on my mind. But,
what's that?
Just the lack of defense in the NBA has been like every night it's some random like scoring 50. Like, what?
Yeah, let's touch on the NBA, and I had a take I wanted to get off on something else, but on the NFL. But yeah, the NFL. We were talking about this in the group chat. Is Maxey is he not like a? In the group chat, they're making everybody's trying to make he's a role player.
He's
not a role player.
No, not anymore. Especially if Embiid's hurt. Embiid's going to be hurt for a while.
He just shouldn't be scoring
51. I mean, he's nice, but like what in the last week we've had. I think Maxey scored 51, Karl Anthony Towns scored 63, Luka scored 73, D Book scored 60 something.
That is sick. That's like
Embiid scored 70 something.
What's the NCAA game? Like that's what like the video game.
Yeah, exactly. We're playing like 2K and Adam Silver doesn't seem to have a problem with it. And simultaneously we have the epidemic of technicals that people are getting technicals for anything.
Ruining the game for sure. Getting thrown out of the game in like the second and third quarter is kind of crazy.
I mean, especially because fans are paying.
Yeah, like not just like scrubs getting thrown out of the game. Like the era is clearly over of the fall guy who just gets the hard text and stuff and gets thrown out. Like they're throwing out like Luka.
Yeah,
they're throwing like
Doncic, Tatum.
I haven't seen Bron get thrown out of the game yet.
Bron will get Bron's like one of the few dudes who still has that like it's going to be hard to throw Bron out of a game type deal,
and not get disciplined.
But
yeah, the whole system is screwed up. I don't even want to say that it's rigged. It's just
it's sketchy. I mean, this would be a controversial take. I may get canceled for this, but I don't feel like. Female refs in the NBA is a good thing just because they just I see moody texts and I couldn't imagine getting a text from an emotional female ref. I wouldn't know how to play the rest of the game. I'd be like, well, what's
correct?
Right?
I do think that might be that has happened more. I don't want to say it happened more with female refs, but yeah, I think it has happened more with female refs. But I see the emotion like the as soon as someone's conversation. And it's like, y'all should have like a 5-minute buffer. Like, like there's got to be something. There's got to be some new system here for the refs. Like, there's got to be something like walk over to the scoreboard. There's got to be like a tally sheet or something. Like, hey, he's talked to me this many times.
Yeah, some way to gauge like when a technical is due versus the arbitrary. You said you handed me the ball too hard, or
hold on. Let me see if this camera's right because I'm kind of.
Yeah, go ahead. Confirm. We're cooking.
So we're talking about the refs.
say I had a take about this.
I mean, you got into the tally sheet, which I mean, it sounds like it's
Oh,
hard. It's hard to implement, but
Yeah, what they do need to implement is the refs on the podium after the game.
oh, well, you mean like
hey, you call, so you made this
Nah,
call.
I don't.
You got to. They think of it's too much. If they paid them more,
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's just imagine the refs trying to explain what they're looking at, because a lot of times the refs haven't watched the replay of the calls. So trying to get the refs to give you an accurate
what happened?
Yeah, it could be terrible because
Braun does it. He remembers every play.
yeah, that's to Braun's benefit, but I don't think the refs would want to do that.
You got to instant replay the refs.
Well, because
if they're
then,
like, hey, what on that call you made? Well, I don't remember that call. That one right there. And they just play it like how the sports analysts do it.
so it's like even though the refs they like show their names at the beginning of the name and they might mention them, there's still like a level of anonymity where like people don't really like know
if they're out in public.
If you start putting them on TV, then like people start like, okay, let me.
The level of hate.
Yeah, they can find them. Their address all of a sudden gets leaked, and right now like that information is probably out there, but
no one's like.
No, let me find the information of Scott Foster. Where's his address? Like, because people are crazy. Like New York people start like your car just you got like the flats on your tire everywhere you go.
Yeah,
because
I can see that.
It'd be like what's that website? It's like what Nextdoor where.
Yeah.
So it'd be like that where they'd be posting the location.
Hey, I saw Scott Foster here.
Yeah. So they would turn into surveillance websites of these refs' daily whereabouts, and I think it ends poorly,
Right. Yeah, that's tough. I would assume
we have a guest here.
There's a guest on the pod.
You're welcome. Well, you're welcome. The dog lovers are going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It only makes for quality.
He's
content.
okay. We're very good.
We're an auditorium shores where the dogs.
That's expected.
The dogs are roam. Well, we expect it.
That one was pretty chill.
Yeah,
But the refs, the NBA is just tough right now in general. It's kind of like I'm just like, yo, can we fast forward to the playoffs?
Yeah, you want to get there. You want to get there already. See, the problem is the second half of the season lends to additional injuries, and then you start seeing who's. It's more of like a battle of attrition.
So I didn't see. Braun was tweeting a lot about something. Joel Embiid's injury. What was the situation with him?
So you have to play a minimum. I think it's 68, might be 65. Don't fry me for getting wrong.
Right.
To qualify for like MVP, All NBA, like essentially all of the awards.
Right.
So if you don't play in enough games, a lot of players are already because of the load management reality where a lot of players are sitting out games that they don't need to. So when they really get injured, they don't have that buffer of games to.
Right.
So now they're in the verge of where they're going to miss all the awards. And so players are, according to LeBron, playing injured when they shouldn't because they want to qualify for the awards.
So so he's saying that Braun won't be able to.
Well, he was sticking up for Embiid. Embiid probably will have a great season, but will be disqualified from being an MVP.
Oh, well, tough.
Yeah,
but I feel that to a degree. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things. Like maybe that might change later. I don't know, but I get it.
Yeah, I mean, you had to do something about the Kawhi load because Kawhi basically showed everyone how to finesse the NBA. You get the max contract, you play half or less, and you're getting paid the same amount of money.
Right.
And you're chilling. You're essentially just flying around the country just watching basketball.
Yeah. Or I saw the Ben Simmons, the PTO Hall of Famer.
Legend. Secure the bag and then play whenever you feel like.
But he didn't play versus Denver, right?
Who?
Embiid.
Well, he played the first time and then they played again, and he didn't play the second time.
Recently,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So he did play against Joker, and he ate Joker up, and then
okay.
So people were just saying like he needed to like essentially let Joker get his get back.
Well, I thought that's why he was going off about that. I thought he was saying like he forced himself to play this game versus Denver, so he's not and he injured himself. Now look what.
Yeah.
Now look like basically trying to say that he wasn't avoiding nobody.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that's where that whole thing was, but I didn't. I didn't feel the need to dive into Bron tweets.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers looked pretty solid without Bron.
It was. I mean, I haven't watched any of the highlights. I probably won't because they were a 15-point underdog against the Celtics at home, and not only was the game closer, they smashed the Celtics. They crushed them.
100%.
Austin Reeves is the Celtics kryptonite. You know what I mean? But I think it's more of an indictment on the Celtics. I mean, it could also be an indictment on the fact that the Lakers really don't play that well when LeBron's dominating the ball and they're forcing AD to take shots he don't want to take. So
Right. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but
yeah,
I think he came to take a picture. But
yeah,
I thought it was that one guy that we had.
Yeah, he was on it. Like the dude was doing like the credit fix.
Yeah,
he looked
yeah.
like him, but he wasn't. It's more so to take the photo and say, "Guys in Austin podcast outside." Is that?
Yeah, I don't know. There's no like scam me. I guess I should put the scam me thing up, right?
Yeah, you should. I guess if people are,
Take a second.
Yeah, go for it. Otherwise, they're just taking photos to like have in their phone, I guess, to post online for, I guess, exposure. I guess it's all exposure. But put the scan me up. Put the scan me up. Also, for those around the country, it's an amazing day in Austin, Texas. It gets no better. Third day of February, where a lot of people are coming off the polar snap or whatever they want to call it, where temperatures were under 20 degrees at all parts around the country. So now we're back to a nice 70 in Austin, Texas. It gets no better. No, we're just recording. Do you want to get on? We talk about whatever you want to talk about. No, I mean, yeah, you introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. Like, we can. Right now, we're just talking about the NBA and the fact that everyone's scoring 50 and the refs are handing out texts like candy. Yeah, tap in. Come sit down and tap in. Let's go.
Okay.
What up? So you want to tell the word who we rocking with today?
Oh, do I look at the camera when I do it?
You can do it, hey man, if you want to. If you're media trained,
Look at it. Don't look at it.
Yeah.
Do
Do it
I
if you
dig it.
bad.
Hey, look. So, my name is Dr. All right, I'm author of your favorite manga, Infinity Star.
Okay.
And I was just here with my family, and I saw them doing the pod. I wanted to say, "What's up, man? I like what y'all doing here. This whole setup is a vibe. The backdrop is a vibe."
Yeah, we're back out. We haven't been back out in Auditorium Shores in a while.
It's been cold.
It's been cold.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Especially because we got the whole lake right there. So that updraft is crazy.
So tell us more about you slid that in Manga Star. Tell us more about it. It sounds like you're tapped in. So
Oh yeah. So I am a published author, a black author. I have my own. Let me get that. Let's get that.
Dom DeMarco.
But yeah, no. So I am a published author of Infinity Star. It's a manga that I've been working on. Been working on it since 2017. I just recently, literally at the beginning of January, just got my second book printed and published.
okay.
So and I'm working on the third one now. So what's up?
So I mean, I know you probably don't like doing this, but if you had to compare the manga to another like anime, like how would you? Or it's probably a mixture of what you've seen growing up, I'm guessing.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, of course, I was like inspired by the greats, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto,
Okay, yeah.
One Piece. But I think what drove me to wanting to actually start making manga was actually One Piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think for lack of a better term, I would say it closely resembles One Piece in the sense of their formula.
Yeah.
Because you have Dragon Ball Z, which was stemming away from that, you have a traditional American comics, which is like the villain of the week. Who's the bad guy that wants to take over the world today?
Yeah.
Then you have Dragon Ball Z, which is who's the big bad that's going to come that everybody's going to lose to before
Like
Goku.
the arc, the arc,
before Goku
the sagas,
knocks it out.
The sagas, yeah.
But then you had One Piece that just did something real special, which was they introduce a group of people that's a threat, and everybody gets their shine time. So I really like that formula, and that's kind of what got me started. What actually, if y'all want to hear what actually,
Yeah, we're here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Hey,
go
hey,
on.
Go ahead, cook.
Go on.
So here's how I actually got started. I used to draw a lot when I was younger. As a kid, my first drawing that I can honestly remember was me drawing my third grade teacher naked. And
Been there. My sister used to draw Bulma for us naked. All the Dragon Ball Z characters, she used to draw for us naked. And it's like
type shit. Yeah. Yeah, I remember
Corny
drawing
nigga
that.
still.
I remember drawing that. Surprisingly, I didn't get in trouble for it because I blamed it on another student. And so I got away with it. But the way that I got started this time was I've always had a knack for drawing, but I never took it serious.
right.
And so it wasn't until I was working for a gaming company, and they had a game that was coming out at the time, and they had an internal project going on, which was everybody design a character that fits the narrative of the new game. Whoever amongst the company comes up with the best design and fits into the story best, we will turn that character into a DLC character. So I was like, oh, that's tight.
That's lit.
I need that. So
It's like the intern lick.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, so I went to the crib, man, and I started drawing. And I drew this character, man. I gave him all this kind of stuff, man. I gave this diamond that's on my hand is actually his.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. I was like, it looks like you're an Ethereum advocate, but it's the same symbol. But it makes sense without the shading. But it makes sense now.
for sure. But yeah, so it was. I ended up drawing what became my main character later, and I had a lot of fun drawing it. I used to do music. I used to do poetry. So it during this process, it took pretty much the art that I accumulated throughout my life in different forms, which was storytelling, which was character development, which was drawing, and I was able to throw all that into one. I had a really fun experience just for me to take it to my job to present it. And they tell me they didn't get enough participants, so they canceled the whole thing.
That's crazy. But one thing you did highlight is that like the creatives of African Americans is almost unrivaled, I would say, just based off of our upbringing experience and the diversity that we go through. That like our creativity when we get a chance to shine, a lot of people don't like how good we are just off the strength.
I would say it's the capitalism. It's the capitalizing of our creativity. We've never kind of dialed in, you know what I mean, to profit from it. But yeah, clearly the creativity does come from a lot of African American people. I mean, just is what it is.
It is what it is, for sure.
I'm trying to get away from the African American thing. I don't know why. Like,
Yeah, man.
I'm like,
I was
a whole nother topic, but
I was unsure how I was going to say. Was I going to say black? Was I going to say African
I've been
American?
unsure a lot lately.
I was going to say brothers. Who knows?
Tyrese recently said, "Did you see that? Tyrese recently said he don't want to be black no more. He wish he was Latina." It's a whole nother topic, but
it seems like a lot of because Raven Simone said that. She said, "I'm not black, I'm off white."
come on.
I
don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's some Hollywood shit. That's just some Hollywood shit.
I was with her when she was saying like that. I don't want to be called African American. I'm just American. But then she started getting like, I'm off white, and I was like, okay, well, I'm ready.
Yeah, like, all right.
But either way, yeah.
Question: so, does your character have like an evolution? Does he power up? Like what it like, or is it just like he has powers that he can use at different times?
So what it is, the synopsis of the story is he's pretty much a high school senior, and I think that's kind of the beauty, which is the thing that kind of separates my stories. A lot of times when you have these stories like Naruto, the One Piece, the Dragon Ball Z, it's always I want to be the best X. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the Pokemon Master. I want to be the Pirate King. I want to be the Hokage. In my story, Rob, who's my main character, his name is Robert Adam.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the hell he wants to do with his life. And so it's not a story of chasing my purpose. It's a story of giving purpose.
Okay.
And so he pretty much, like I say, he's a regular high school senior. He finds out that his teacher's a descendant of the creator of the universe, and he's being hunted. And in the process of Rob figuring this out, he becomes a target as well.
Okay.
So he gets one of these stones that I have right here on my hand. He gets it right here on his hand, and because of that, he's able to control and manipulate electricity.
How many stones exist?
An infinite amount.
Okay, and is there duplicate stones? Does every stone control something different?
Every stone controls something different. So there's 3 classifications of stones that I have. There's going to be reality, anatomy, and natural. So it's natural being stuff like water, wind, the natural elements. So you have those gems. You have anatomy. So the way that I kind of did anatomy was it's essentially
The human body.
The human body, right? So pretty much we as humans, we are the dominant species here on Earth. So the idea is that there's dominant species on like the smartest species on other planets. Their anatomy is stolen, And so like to kind of give you an example, it's if someone comes here and they're like, you know what, I want to make an anatomy gym for humans.
Yeah.
They would absorb you. You're dead. You're dead. But they absorb. They don't absorb your body. They absorb your anatomy.
Okay.
Like human heart.
Sure.
Lungs.
Yeah.
They absorb your anatomy, right? So using that example, if a xenomorph from Alien comes and someone turns that xenomorph into a gem, that gem contains the anatomy of that xenomorph. If you get your hands on that gem, you now have the ability to switch your body between your human body and what your body would have been had you been a xenomorph.
Okay.
You don't gotta take gyms to do that. They do. The government does that already.
Type shit.
What's the process of absorbing somebody into a gem? Like, do you get like yeah? How do you create a gem? Yeah, what's the process? I'm thinking like
It's like stealing souls, but like stealing.
either like gems exist and then you have to infuse them, or tell us how a gem is created. I guess that's what we want to know.
So the way the gems are created, so of the Infinity Star, so what the Infinity Star, it's a lot of.
I'm gonna say.
You were in your bag when you wrote this.
I've been writing it for a while.
It sounds like Big Bang Theory type thing, or no?
Yeah, well, it does go into the creation of the universe.
Okay,
it absolutely
okay.
goes into the creation of the universe,
Which is not on par for how most, not just mangas, but most comics in general. I guess everything seems to revolve around the it just happened type. That's kind of like where it just happened. We can't really trace, but just know like something crazy happened. These things are here now.
The thing in Infinity Stars, I actually 100% tap into the creation of the universe.
Okay.
So like even from the first star that came to be, to kind of give you guys a rough little summary on that is pretty much how the story is that there's a realm that exists outside of ours. It's called Daituni, which is deity, and Kuni is Japanese for country, so it's deity country. So there's a realm where all these gods live. You can think Mount Olympus for Greek mythology.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So there's
we're cooking.
So, so all these gods live there,
Like King Kai's planet type deal.
type shit. You know what I'm saying? So there's this place where all these gods live, and in this area, there's this one god named Genesis. Of course.
Right.
So there's this one guy named Genesis, and he is on trial for a crime that I don't reveal until later because the crime is very important.
Sure.
But he's on punishment for a crime, and so what his punishment is that every god has their own crystal ball that holds what's the word I'm thinking of? It's infinite nothing. I forgot the exact oblivion.
Okay.
Every crystal ball holds oblivion in it. And so his punishment was he was locked inside of his own crystal ball with nothing. So in the crystal ball, he, without saying verbatim what he says, he's like, man, I'm bored as hell in here. Let me start
solitary confinement.
Yeah, let me start doing some shit. So in here, he pulls off. He turns his tears into water. He turns his skin into ground, and he turns his dreams into stars. And he ends up creating our universe. And then when the gods peep in on him and they see him doing this, they're like
inside the sphere.
And inside the sphere, they're like, oh, this guy tripping. So they go in there and they punish him further, but because he's God, he can't be killed. So what they do is they split his mind, body, and psyche in half.
Oh, okay.
And so his mind, body, and psyche get split in half, and he becomes two separate beings, one named Kiraijin and another named Isis. Now, the beauty in those names is that the first names of their name is Kira and I, which is hate and love in Japanese. The second half of their name is Jin and Isis, which is Genesis broken in half.
Genealogy of Isis, yeah.
Exactly. So it's you know what I'm saying? So it's half of the
He's on some Absol. He's on some abs. He went.
So he got punished for not taking the L.
Right. And so pretty much, with the standard good and hate, good and evil, the two gods that disagree, they separate. Isis, the good one, he pretty much this life is starting to form around the universe. He's starting to think, man, you know what? I have there's a new desire that I have, which is the desire for family. So what he does is he goes to the last thing that they created together, which was a moon. He goes to the moon, but it's not illuminated. So he pulls stars from all over the galaxy. There's one star that grows the brightest. He loves it. So he rips off a piece of his robe because he's the god. You got to have robes. You got to have robes if you're a god. So he rips off a piece of his robes and he wraps around the star. The star gains sentience. He breaks it into 5 pieces. Each one of those 5 pieces come to life. He names those 5 beings his children. And that star is called the Infinity Star, which is the name of the series.
Okay.
After living in harmony for X amount of time, Kiraijin, the one that's been tripping the whole time, the evil one, he finds Isis and he pretty much tells him like, hey, look, why you been bullshitting, creating family? I've been worshipped. I've been crowned as kings of multiple planets. I've been creating weapons, and I'm ready to get revenge on the people that sent us here. The only thing preventing me to do it is the abilities that you have that I need. So once I defeat you, I can absorb you, and we don't become Genesis again. I absorb you under me, under my being, under my consciousness.
I'm with you.
And so after a long battle,
He bought him out.
After a long battle,
Hostile takeover type shit.
yeah, type shit. So like after a long battle, everybody's pretty much wounded, but everybody's still alive. Right before Kid Aicha could deal the final blow, Isis looks at his 5 children, says, "Remember what I taught you: love and cherish all life, all this other stuff." He sections his power off into all 5 of them, and they all shoot across the galaxy like the Dragon Balls after you make a wish.
I'm with you.
Wow.
And one of them is living on Earth, disguised as a science teacher, who is my main character's teacher.
I'm with you. Okay, damn.
So man, you're shooting all kind of creativity. That's kind of nuts.
Did you have like an editor or anybody to assist you in the
Dolo?
And along with that, these are physical copies, or are you doing digital and physical?
Man, I don't. I usually carry my physicals with me. I do have physical copies.
Yeah.
I have a whole website. I do merchandise. Man,
does it have to be a physical? What doesn't have to be a physical copy?
Everything's online for the free.
Yeah, you want to plug your website?
Right. All right, look. So you can check me out on Instagram, Infinity Star Manga at Infinity Star Manga. The link is in my bio to Webtoon. You can read everything for the free. If you want to support, you can also copy a physical copy or some merchandise.
And then is there a process to like, are you going to, I guess is the goal to turn it into like a live action, like an anime that's on TV? Is that a process or?
Absolutely. So I've been working on the story since 2017. I started releasing chapters. I started releasing chapters in 2018, but my drawing was ass. So I stopped, and I went on a big hiatus, and I kind of fell in love with I have this thing, like, as humans, we love the idea of, and we kind of become complacent within that. Like, it's kind of like if you want to go to the gym, you want to lose weight. Sometimes you fall in love with the idea, like you feel like you're doing better because you want to go to the gym, so you don't actually go to the gym. You know what I'm saying?
We see people who are like, oh, well, I want to start a podcast,
We were just talking about
or I have a podcast, and we're like, oh, what's it? They're like, well, I haven't really started it yet. It's like, well,
it's because they like the idea of it, right? And it's like I became comfortable in that with just going to new jobs, and I'm a published author. I ain't got nothing out. So, and it was back in 2020, and 2022. I was like, man, I got this crazy idea of a story that I've been sitting on, and everything I just told y'all right now, that's all one chapter. All that gets explained in one chapter, my 3rd chapter.
Wow.
So like that's that's also me rushing through a lot of those details. You know what I'm saying? So I had this huge story, and I was like, what am I doing? So I decided to actually start drawing and getting it out there. So
did you have the idea that you have to finish the full story first before you start drawing, or are you kind of as it comes doing simultaneous? Are you still adding on as you were like figuring it out? I
have like 3 figurative notebooks. I have the notebook, which is like all my dialogue that I script out for the next few chapters. So I have about 80 chapters.
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
I have about 80 chapters that's already like scripted out, scene, detailed, everything.
Right.
But then I have for future ideas, which is like the generic idea, like, oh, I want there to be a planet that's where people are made out of diamonds. I want to have a planet where it looks like Avatar, the movie with the blue people. Like I have those kind of things with like little cliff notes. You know what I'm saying? And then I also have I have a 3rd notebook, which is like if I do a video game, this is what I want to do. So like,
right.
I have all those different things that I have going, but right now scripted out with detail. To answer your question, I am still adding stuff as I'm going.
Yeah.
But I also have at least 60% of the story pretty much figured out.
But you write the story, then you draw to match the story. Or you feel like you draw first and then.
Well, no. Everything that I'm drawing now is already figured out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not figuring it out as I'm drawing. I may figure out the scene, like how do I want to portray it, but
right.
But everything, I'm not adding new story components as I'm drawing the chapter. Because I feel like when you do that, that's how you get plot holes and stuff like that. You got to think far ahead.
And because you went and explained everything, we missed over how the gems get created.
Oh yeah. So out of the 5 people of the Infinity Star, spoiler alert. Out of the 5 beings from the Infinity Star, only 3 of them are able to make gems. One of them can make natural, one makes reality, one makes anatomy. So each process is the same but different. For the nature gems, they're less costly in a sense of the idea is okay, they said there used to be water on Mars, correct? Like,
Yeah.
there used to be water on Mars, but it dried out. Had the person that can make the reality the nature gems lived on Mars, they could have got a sample of Mars's water first. What it is, they just dip their hand in it. They absorb a portion of it, just enough to get the molecular structure of it.
Okay.
And they turned the properties of that water into a gem. And the gem, because they were made from a star, the thing that the outside casing of the gem is called star glass.
Okay.
So it's called star glass, and then inside that glass is the properties of the gem.
Makes
and
sense.
It gets its own color.
And is it just like they absorb and then they're just like, let me create, and then the gem, like, what? How is the gem formed?
Yeah, they could. So after the gem is created, now that Mars's water is dried out, he could absolutely go back and restore it.
Okay.
If he wanted to. And that's the whole point, because their whole job is preservation of the universe. And so the gems aren't supposed to be used as weapons. They're supposed to be used to preserve. So again, even with like anatomy gems, if the human race goes extinct, you have the anatomy of it. We can recreate. You can recreate our race.
Somebody always uses it as a weapon now.
Right?
Somebody's always
exactly. Is that the kind of the plot? It's like the gems could be used for good or bad.
I mean,
like,
you don't have to give it up. I'm just saying, it just sounds like inevitable that someone's gonna have to use it for bad. Like no one.
Well, I actually have a quote in the in one of my chapters very early on. Whenever my main character Rob is learning how to use his gem, he just says, as humans, we have the ability to adapt. So to the person who creates the gem will always be a screwdriver, but a screwdriver can never be a drill. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a finite point where they have a finite purpose for it. But as humans, we have muscle. We can grow the muscle as much as we want to. We just got to want to.
Yeah.
So that gem getting into the hands of Rob is way more powerful than it staying with the person that created it.
Okay.
Because they have a specific purpose.
Right.
Rob doesn't have purpose, which is what I said earlier. He does whatever the hell, so.
And can anybody essentially use a gem if they get one?
Yep.
Okay,
if
so
you get your hands on it.
So the plots you can go like, oh, this gem fell into this dude's hands, and then you can create all these chapters.
It sounds like there'd be a situation where there's a war over a gem. It's like, there's just some, and I know this is like typical, but it's just like there's just got to be someone that's like, yo, if we get our hands on the gem, we're those guys. And there's there's the fight over the gems.
Oh yeah, for sure. So there's. I just gotta let it rock. I gotta let it rock. I
don't want you to give it all up.
No, for sure. I gotta
let
it rock. Yeah.
I know you want to, but
because
don't.
That's actually one of my favorite.
I'm just what do you call it? Foreshadowing.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. So that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, you're like you're overflowing in creativity, because that's nuts. But even more nuts, outside of having ideas, the execution, because that's
the main part.
That's the whole game.
Yeah. So my whole thing with that is, and I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same way, but it's I truly to my core feel I could do whatever the hell I want to do.
That's it.
And I don't mean that in the sense of like
not like egotistical, but
it's whatever it is that you want to do. Like when you're in third grade and your teacher says you can be whatever you want to be, like they mean that shit. You just got to want. And it's not just want, but you know what I'm saying? You have to actually like put
the time, the effort, the energy.
Time and effort into that, man. When I was doing music, man, I went pretty far. I just didn't like the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every little thing that I've ever put my mind to, man, I've always gotten a good piece of it. And now here I am doing I had an idea for a book. I'm a published author now with my second book out. So it's like, and I'm working on my third, so it's only up from here.
Cooking.
I mean, literally, basically what you said, it comes down to just like, the plan is important, but then execution and then consistency, right? Like a lot of people, they might have a good idea, they might start it, but then they lack the discipline and ability to be consistent, because times eventually get tough, right? It's not It's not always easy, and then
and the instant result theory. If it's not instantly a pop, because a lot of things that we show now just shows like you put it out, it should go. If it don't go, then you ain't got it. It's like, well, sometimes things take time to materialize and take time to be found.
And as an artist, they say it usually takes 10 years to be an overnight sensation, because
for sure
you've been grinding, and all of a sudden once that one thing pops, like, I mean, for a generic example like Russ. Russ put out the 11
Oh
albums
yeah, he
on
did a song a day, wasn't
SoundCloud.
it? Like a song a day or
A
something.
song a day for a minute, and then all of a sudden now he's doing studio tours, and he don't do no radio, no, he's not on any radio stations, and he's like, well, I just do everything myself. I kept it in house. I had the vision, the passion, and
Right.
look at him now. He's like, well, you guys gotta pay me for my time now, you know.
Yeah, it's a whole thing because man, like no matter what your passion is, if you want to monetize that, it's going to be work, and you have to accept the fact that there's going to be work to that.
Say that one more time.
It's going to be work. Hey, it's going to be work. I don't know the boy in the red shirt. You know what I'm saying? But and man, if I could be 100% honest with y'all, man, drawing sucks ass. Like I hate it. I hate the drawing process.
I'm
so
terrible
much.
at drawing.
That's like me editing. I hate editing, but it's a necessary. I don't like
It's
doing
a necessary
it. But
evil.
I gotta do it.
You got to do it. And so, like for me, like, look, you probably feel me on this. I think the worst part about the drawing process is once you get to the end goal, which is your video is done or my chapter is done, I want to bask in that.
Yeah,
But the work continues. It's like, oh, now we got another.
That's how I'm like, damn, that's so real.
Man.
On New Year's, we did a New Year's episode, and I edited it same day. Got to edit it, and I was like, I need to put this out like today before the New Year starts. And I was like, I'll get around to it. But then I like kind of looking on my phone. I was like, I laugh at the moments we have and stuff. I'm like, that's funny. Then I'm like, fuck, I gotta do the hashtags. I gotta upload it. Oh man, I gotta break it up and put it in clips. I get around to it.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't like doing it. But yeah, it's like if you don't do it,
Yeah.
it doesn't go nowhere.
Yeah, I think, like I said, my realization, man, was I had this $1 million idea that nobody knew about. And I just had to, once I realized that, I was like, well, I gotta show them. So
I'm here for it. I like it. You know, it's just
yeah.
a testament to like if you really want to be able, because a lot of people like to talk, but like if you don't put in the time and the effort, it's hard for anybody who knows what success looks like to take you serious. Like you can come off as successful to the people who don't know what success really is.
For sure.
But when you get in the room with successful people, they're going to ask you the questions like, all right, what's this? Then you either have those answers or you don't.
Or you don't.
I feel like this, and you say you used to do music, but I work with a bunch of guys that do music, and we have like a miniature attempted label that we do, and a lot of times they'll say like they want to do like systematic drop, like if you were signed to a major label,
Yeah.
and I tell them like it don't exist until it's out there. You just need to keep dropping because no one knows who you are, no one knows the music, and then you can promote from there. And I think that's kind of the point. It's like you could have $1 million song, you could have $1 million, Manga. I mean, you could have a lot, but it don't exist until it's out in the world. As long as it's up here, it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, you just gotta keep that water flowing, man. I don't know if y'all how old are y'all? If y'all mind me asking.
I'm 36.
36. 32. Okay, so you probably really know this. Y'all both y'all should know this, but are y'all from Texas?
Yeah. I am. He's from Boston.
Okay. Do you remember that song Act Ass? Came over long. I done came down. Feel real good.
Yeah.
What about I'm Act Ass. He is still pushing that song.
But that still plays in the club. I heard that on 6th Street.
That's fine. That's cool. But bro, like it's been like 20 years. Like drop some new songs.
I ain't saying I heard it frequently, but I've like heard it. I heard it here.
But I guess it's probably his cash cow.
Is his cash cow?
Yeah,
you should drop some new songs.
It's because like
you should try. So you're saying he's settled?
He's settled, man.
Maybe he don't got maybe he looked at himself in the mirror one day and was like, I really don't got nothing else to say, which could be.
But I'm not mad at that though. Like, I guess it depends on how you look at it.
Yeah,
like,
that's fair. That's
some dude. This what I'll say. There was a guy that I was talking to that I worked with. We work on airplanes, and I told him like, look, man. You need to take this money. You need to invest into this. After you get that return on this, you need to flip it to this. You need to. And he was like, "Hey, I just want my 2-week paycheck. I'm gonna blow it. I know I'm gonna get a paycheck next week. Me and my wife gonna go on vacation, and that's what I'm gonna do till I'm 65, and I'm gonna retire." And I was like, "Oh, all right." You know what I'm saying?
As long as you got a game plan. As long as you got a game plan.
And I say that to say, some people put out songs. Maybe they hit a lick. They get a quick $500,000, $1 million, and they're like, "This will pay me for the rest of my life. I'm cool." I guess I'm trying to like I'm trying to like make myself just accept that people are just about that life. Because I'm kind of the same thing.
Well,
like,
things have become not everything has become. It used to be it was your passion. Now now a lot of the time it's just your
Cash grab.
it's just your hustle in order
because that's where you're coming from. If it was your passion, you'd be like,
Keep it
all right,
flowing.
I'm gonna keep it flowing. But
Yeah.
I think there is the cash grab thing. And like I said, the dude talking about I just want to do this till I'm 65. I was like, that was the first time I was like, the first time people usually just hear me talk my bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's the first time somebody straight told me like, bro, I don't give a damn what you're talking about. Like, I'm trying to, I'm gonna be a working man until I'm 65, and I don't care about no investing. And I was like, all right.
You said you work on airplanes?
Yeah, we work on airplanes. Yeah.
This nigga do everything.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
What you say?
Record label, podcast, planes. It's like,
We say no limits, bro.
Yeah.
lounge,
I'm
lounge
actually-
CN air.
I'm trying to buy an RV park right now. Somebody got $200,000 they want to loan me. I got, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up, RV park in Bastrop.
Right.
But yeah, yeah. So I guess that was my role of like, that's the first time I had been like, I guess I got to accept some people just not about that, like, let it flow life. They just, and you got to talk, like you said, when you talk to the people that are about that life, they understand the questions, and then,
Yeah.
but
I mean, to be fair, everybody has a different definition of success.
Yeah.
So
right, because I was like, man, that's crazy, bro. You want to be working on these planes like this all the time? But
Yeah.
for him, like you said, 2-week paycheck. I work my 3-4 days a week, and
I guess it
and it's still a solid life. It's just
the problem. I wouldn't say the problem, but the problem that you could run into is that mentality now works, but in the future that mentality might leave put him in a tough situation.
brother, they're canceling Social Security. That Social Security check might not be there.
But time will tell whether his plan. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's got plans. We don't know until a decade later to see if it was the right decision. You know.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to run it up in every way possible.
Facts.
hey, but yo, check it out. I see my wife packing up over there.
Yeah, I seen her. I seen her low key give you like like.
All right. Well, she hey, but
You know what's smart about you? We have a lot of people that come on the pod, and like the group they're with, their husband, whoever, they always give them and every time they're like, I ain't going nowhere. like they won't leave.
Nah, she know my heart, man. She know. The second I saw the podcast, I was like, "Yep." Need that. I need that. I just, man, I actually wanted to start a podcast, but it's just I'm so spread thin right now.
Yeah, I hear you.
With everything.
Nah,
So I wanted to start a podcast called "I Might Be Tripping."
Mhm.
And just pretty much, have a whole.
You might
bunch
be.
I might be. Hey, that's my disclaimer. So whatever I say, you can't take
Hey,
it serious.
I might be tripping, bro.
Because I might be tripping. You know what I'm saying?
But I see. Is it, like
You feel me?
It goes on forever.
Exactly. So that's is I can have my hot takes, my opinions, and with my disclaimer in the title.
Well, follow our page, send us a message. You can come on and you can get off. We got a studio. You can come in an hour, get off whatever you got to get off.
Oh, it's easy.
Yeah.
Always let me know.
So we'll shoot here on the weekends because we normally get
Better weather.
This type of interaction, we'll get like a one-on-one person out here. We do like West 6th Street at night. You just get lots of volume.
Yeah.
And then he's got a pod studio in his place that we can do like long form, very like
you can cook
curated content. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, yeah, I took a picture of your handle and everything, man. So it was nice meeting y'all.
Yes, sir.
Again, my name was DR. I didn't get y'all names.
Will.
Will?
Yeah.
Josh.
Will and Josh. Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, it was simple.
Simple. Hey, man, thank y'all for having me.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
sir. We
appreciate
appreciate you.
Dom the Mongo.
I like to talk, man. Oh, yeah. Tap in with us. Yeah, have a good day.
That dude's kind of crazy.
Weird City Podcast. We don't miss.
We don't miss.
We don't miss.
We really don't miss.
I don't want to offend anybody, but
there's
we
no
don't-
misses on Weird
Nah,
City.
we
100%.
I mean, as far as I'm good. You know what I mean?
We
Like,
just show up and cook.
yeah. What's it? 5:55 on the dot. The timing is perfect for me. UFC main card starts in 5 minutes. So
Yeah, we got. I said I was just trying to squeeze out an hour. We got 48 minutes of straight cooking.
Yeah.
I was talking about. I was trying to get an hour of struggle out.
yeah. We
Not even not hard body. Yeah, I'm good with it.
the universe did what it normally does. It gave us it's Austin, Texas. So
Hey, we showed up.
Austin, Texas is almost the home of the most diverse people that you're going to find in the U.S. I mean, people will be like, nah, New York, L.A., but it's a bunch of like similar people doing.
I miss Auditory. This was pretty.
Yeah,
you know.
we appreciate the Auditorium Shores. You know,
Good vibes, good views.
it gets
All
no
right.
better.
Well,
It's a wrap.
that's right. We out. Yeah, girl.